Hey there, you're watching the Dave Does channel. I, of course, am Dave Does, and today I'm going to do something a little bit different. Now, you might be going, hey, whoa, what the hell? I've just saw the title, you're doing Taylor Swift. Why the hell are you doing Taylor Swift? You don't do that, you do rock and you do metal. Well, here's a little thing that some people may not know, that before I was into rock and metal in my teenage years and my late teens, throughout the 90s, throughout the 80s when I was growing up as a kid, I was very much into chart music. And when I first started buying singles and stuff, I would be in HMV or R Price here in the UK, and I would be buying the stuff from the top 40. I'd watched the TV show Top of the Pops, and I was very much into that. And I also liked all the kind of classic rock and roll stuff from the 60s and the 50s, and even some of the stuff that came out in the 70s. So I was very much brought up on what was effectively popular music. And it was only in my sort of teenage years, as things changed, I got into rock music. And one of the first bands that got me into rock music, I would say, or transitioned me into the heavier stuff, would be the band Def Leppard. Now, many years ago, Def Leppard did a series or a show called Crossroads, where they played with Taylor Swift. And I really liked the track Should Have Said No that she performed from her, and I thought it sounded great with the guys in Def Leppard. It was a great live performance. When I did one of my previous jobs, when I was a garden centre manager, we used to put live music on, and I'd ask the staff what they wanted to hear, and we'd try to put different music on from different genres, because obviously it's general public. We had, I think the album was, what was it, 1989? Was that the one that had Shake It Off on it? Again, Shake It Off, good catchy track. And Red, I think we had that album play as well. So I'm aware of Taylor Swift. Now, Taylor Swift is probably one of the biggest acts in the world right now. People absolutely love her. Now, for me, I think she's a fine singer. She writes good hooky tracks. I'm not sure if I believe that she's up to that level of fuss. I don't quite get it. I've never quite understood. I listen to the tracks and they're fairly simplistic chord progressions and stuff like that on previous albums. Vocal range isn't the biggest out of a lot of singers out there. I mean, so I can't quite wrap my head around why there's so much devotion to this as an artist. But she's not a bad artist, but I don't know that it's the astronomical. Why is it at that level? Why is it? And some people say she's an amazing songwriter. The stuff I've heard of her Red and was it 1989 were good hooky pop tracks, but I was never kind of like, wow, this is incredibly impressive songwriting ability. That I was just like, these are kind of hooky pop tracks. I've heard a lot of pop tracks, so I'm really unsure. Now it might be because she does a lot of the songwriting herself and doesn't use outside songwriters, and that's why people appreciate her, which is good, because in pop there's a lot of people that write or get outside writers in, and a lot of pop stars themselves actually write for other pop artists, which is quite an interesting thing as well. But that gives me my background. Now, I really wanted to check out something off of her most recent album that she did, which, although I say it's recent, it's probably old now, but I thought The Fate of Ophelia sounded like an interesting one to do and to review and kind of check out. And just going from a new point of view, I haven't really listened to anything from Taylor Swift in many years. And I just wanted to see from someone who doesn't listen to pop music, what my thoughts are on the songwriting, theatricality, the musicianship, etc. So yeah, that's what we're going to approach it. I don't think it's ever going to change me into a big pop fan, but I don't have a problem with pop music generally, and do have it on in the radio in the car from time to time. So let's check this out. So I'm not going to pause it, I'm not going to talk over it, I'm going to play it from start to finish with you, and then I'll talk about it all at the end. So very long intro here, but let's do this. This is Taylor Swift and The Fate of Ophelia.
I heard you calling on the megaphone. You wanna see me all alone. As legend has it, you are quite the pyro. You light the match to watch it blow. And if you'd never call cold bed full of scorpions. The venom stole her sanity. And if you'd never called for me, I might have lingered in purgatory. You wrap around me like a chain, a crown, a vine, pulling me into the fire. All that time I sat alone in my tower, you were just honing your powers. Now I can see it all. Late one night, you dug me out of my grave and saved my heart from the fate of Ophelia. Keep it 100 on the land, the sea, the sky. Pledge allegiance to your hands, your team, your vibes. Don't care where the hell you've been. 'Cause now your mind is about to be the sleepless night you've been dreaming of. The fate of Ophelia is locked inside my memory, and only you possess the key. No longer drowning and deceived, all because you came for me. Locked inside my memory, and only you possess the key. No longer drowning and deceived, all because you came for me. All that time I sat alone in my tower, you were just honing your powers. Now I can see it all. I can see it all. Late one night, you dug me out of my grave and saved my heart from the fate of Ophelia. Keep it 100 on the land, the sea, the sky. Pledge allegiance to your hands, your team, your vibes. Don't care where the hell you've been. 'Cause now your mind is about to be the sleepless night you've been dreaming of. The fate of Ophelia, you saved my heart from the fate of Ophelia.
Okay, let's get into that in a bit more detail. So, one thing that was making me think about it before I talk about the actual video itself and, of course, the song, I was wondering. I was trying to sit there at the end of it, going, "Well, what is it about Taylor Swift that inspires this level of devotion?" Because there is lots of female and male and different artists out there, and pop fans have got this devotion. There's definitely a demographic of them, but there seems to be a bit of a transcendence with Taylor Swift fans over the course of, rather than it just being like your tweeners, your late teeners, and your early 20s. It seems to carry on through generations, which you don't always see for a lot of pop groups or pop artists. Now, I've seen her do a few interviews before, and I kind of thought that she just comes across as a very interesting person, in the sense that she's very likable, and also the fact that she's quite transparent. She writes a lot of songs about her relationships and so forth, which means she's relatable to the audience, and also people have seen her grow as an artist from her teenage years, writing all her songs, starting off as a country artist and moving away through the pop scene. And I know that when she transitioned from country and she did things like Shake It Off, there was a lot of annoyance from people in the country scene, because there felt a bit of a betrayal that she was going pop rather than staying in the country. And I liked her. I did like some of the country stuff, some of the early Taylor Swift stuff. As I said, like Should Have Said No, I thought was a great track, and I still listen to that track. I still think it's a great song. Yeah, I wonder if that's one of the reasons behind it. It feels like it's someone. It doesn't feel like in some pop stars, you see them and you only see what they allow you to see. It's part of the media package, and they're not accessible. They're closed off to you. Whereas maybe Taylor Swift feels to a lot of people that she's fully accessible. You feel like you know her personally. Maybe that's it. Because even for me, even with someone who doesn't really know that much about her as an artist, I still feel like I know. I've been able to rattle a few things off there, and I feel like I could know a little bit more about how she is genuinely as a person. Whereas on most other artists, I probably would have no clue. I only know what they put out front for people to see. That's where my head went with that one. But anyway, let's talk about it. So, song itself, very hooky. It's a very kind of basic hooky track. Got a very nice vocal melody. I like the fact that it runs on a 5/4 time signature going into a 4/4 time signature over the chorus. It's because if it had been 4/4 over the verses, I think it would have been just a bit blasé, but having it on a 5/4 gives you that extra bars worth of context to move back in and rotate throughout the verses. So I thought that worked really, really well. Nice orchestration layered up with the oohs and ahs backing vocals over it, and obviously the way it elevates over the chorus is very, very nice. So yeah, very, very cool. I'm not sure what the story's about of Ophelia. Is this the different characters, and is that what she's trying to do in the video? Because the video was very striking, very well put together with these transitions between the different characters she's playing, but it wasn't really... everyone who watches this channel, if you've ever watched anything on before, which if you're watching this for the first time because of Taylor Swift, you've never seen any of my other videos, but I talk about video context and storytelling and putting that into your videos and taking the viewer on a journey. Now maybe this is to try and take you through Ophelia through the ages. Maybe that's what it was, because if you look at the different characters she's playing, you can see her through different time periods in a way. So you're seeing her at different eras. I think if I'm now sitting there trying to think about all the different costume changes, and were they in some sort of historical timeline maybe, and is that what we're doing to her through the ages? And I think you need to understand that I believe that the album that she's put out that this came off of was very conceptualized. There was a story behind the context of what's going on in this album. So I think this is why, if I know that, I would probably know more about what this video makes sense of in a whole. But if you just took this as a standalone track, it's a very striking, very well put together video. But I'm doing a lot of guesswork about what the story is, and this Ophelia, is it a positive character? Is it something that was malevolent, sorry, I should say. I don't know. It's an interesting concept, but yeah, I mean, as far as the song itself, it's a catchy pop track. I've heard many catchy pop tracks, so I couldn't really separate that out. I think personally the reason why, for me, Taylor Swift has the fan base that she has is just because she writes good catchy tracks, but she's very personable, she's very accessible. She does have her own private life, but people feel like they're almost part. I don't think people look at her and go, she's got something hidden. I think people look at Taylor Swift and go, she's an open book, and she's just like me. When I saw something on which one was it? It was on Jimmy Kimmel, where she'd had like her eyes done and stuff, and her mum shared the video of her behind the scenes or afterwards with a banana. That sort of thing makes it very personable to the audience, and I think that's probably where a lot of Taylor Swift gets it, because yeah, she's obviously a good artist as well. She puts on great stage shows. She's in control of her entity. She puts on the tour. I think she did for her recent tour, was it the Era tour? She did 3-hour long shows, and put a huge show on for the fans. If you're going to spend that money for the tickets, it's great to see that she's spending it and putting it back in so that you get a great experience. And I think that's why music is part of it. But nowadays, music is only a small part of the music industry. Weirdly, it's all about all the other stuff that you do, because it's so much more than just about music anymore. But I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on another video sometime very soon. Take care.